cause I take you on a tour. Let me put you on to some new work. Grilling this heat. I got the word on the street. Take heed, introduce you to some brand new things. Food for the soul, till you gotta blow. Food worth forking, take it on the go. In tune, serving it up on the road. Tell you all about it on the special. This here's something you don't wanna miss. Hit you every week with a new dish.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode, a live episode of Food Worth Forking. I'm your host, Laura Williams, and thank you for joining me tonight. In case this is your first time ever watching, Food Worth Forking is all about food, dating, and lifestyle. So let me tell you a little bit. So I am in New York, Brooklyn, New York City, and the weather has been crazy. And we have been, it was so hard, and the Wi-Fi was acting crazy and all kinds of things were happening. So I have an interview tonight that I want to share with you that I did earlier because of the weather. I didn't even know that we would be able to get on here tonight to see you, for you to see me. So I'm going to get right into it. Welcome. And tonight is a special night. It's a little different. It's Love is Blind edition, the 6th season of Love is Blind. So if you are watching it, we're going to talk about it. And then we're going to get into, of course, our smash and pass, our in between the bites. So here we go. Love is Blind. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Food Worth Forking. I am your host, Laura Williams. Welcome. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time watching, this is Food Worth Forking, all about food, dating, and lifestyle. So food, all things culinary, because food brings us all together. And it's also the centerpiece for great conversations. Dating. What is happening out here in these dating streets? How are we dating? What are we doing? How are we meeting people? Are you being vulnerable? Are you showing up? Are you clear about what it is that you say that you want? And lifestyle. What's happening in the world around us? What's going on out here? The good, the bad, and the great. Not the ugly, but the great. So let's get a little housekeeping out of the way. If you have not subscribed to the channel, why not? What are you waiting for? Come on, subscribe YouTube to Food Worth Forking. Hit that bell so you get all the notifications for new content, and like it. And really, most importantly, besides subscribing, is sharing. Sharing is caring. So share this. Let's build the community. Let's bring Food Worth Forking to the top of the algorithm for YouTube and all the other platforms, right? So you've done that. And tonight we're going to do something. I'm doing something a little different. We are going to first get into delicious bites a little earlier tonight. And I just want to share with you, I am probably late to this party, right? I'm probably late to this party. I know a lot of you have probably watched this show, but it just so happened I kept hearing all this hype around Love is Blind. And I've watched the first 2 seasons, but I don't think I've seen it in a very long time, probably not since the first season or the second season. And I have been hearing so much noise and hype around this season 6. And I'm like, let me sit and watch this. So I stopped. I got through the first 4 episodes and I stopped and I was like, you know what? I need to talk about this with someone. And I know exactly who is probably watching it, who can give her great opinion and give me the 411 of what's going on. So that is what we're going to get into tonight, because it's also part of, food, dating, lifestyle. We're going to get into dating. We're going to get into love. And a few weeks ago, I I've started a series of the recipe for love. And one of the first ingredients that I went over was vulnerability. So we're going to talk about where vulnerability fit into these first four episodes of Love is Blind. I'm quite floored, and I've only gotten to where everyone is engaged. So I am going to bring my friend and also a friend of the podcast, Natalie Guillaume. So before I bring Natalie on, let me just tell you a little bit about Natalie. So Natalie she hails from Haiti and has been shaped by the vibrant culture of Brooklyn, New York. Now she finds herself immersed in the charm of the Southern Belle lifestyle in North Carolina, with an impressive career spanning over 15 years in the finance sector. She thrives on mentoring and educating young adults about financial literacy. Natalie is also deeply committed to giving back to her community, actively serving on several nonprofit boards. Beyond her professional achievements, Natalie embraces her creativity side during her downtime by diving into DIY projects at home and has created Nat and Live DIY. However, her most cherished role is that of a devoted mother and loving aunt, which brings her boundless joy and fulfillment. So let's welcome Natalie Guillaume to the show. Let's bring her on in. Bring her on in.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
Hey, how
How
are
you
you?
doing tonight?
Good. Love your hair.
You know, a
What
little
else like your
something.
hair is? I love it. It's red. If it's not,
Kinda. It might be the light. It might be this here that's like
listen.
hitting it. It says, I'm going to give her red tonight.
You know what? It's telling you to dye it red.
Mm.
It's telling you to go for it and dye it red.
I might do a little red.
I
Maybe I
like
should
it.
do red with some highlights.
Ooh, yes.
Right? That might be
I
nice.
love
That
it.
might be nice for the summer.
But lots of red. Like, don't be shy with the red.
Like
Like,
do red, like go for it.
go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see what
Listen,
happens.
if you don't like it, it's just hair. It'll grow. One, it'll grow back, and
I
two,
know
you dye it back.
it'll grow back and it'll fade away.
Fade away,
That
grow
red
back.
will just wash itself out.
And if you hate it, dye it back.
That's
Like,
true.
I say try it. Go for it.
I'm loving you. I'm seeing those earrings. I see you bringing it tonight. He's like,
Just
hey, how y'all doing?
Just from the neck up.
How y'all doing? That's
I'm
so
doing
funny.
good. How are you?
I'm good. Listen, I'm gonna start with some speed round questions to kind of get us like pumped up and ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Right. Okay. So first up, what would be your DJ name?
Oh, good Lord. Not prepared for that.
Why?
I don't know. My mom used to call me Natu. So can we do something with the Natu?
DJ Natu?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
No, what is Natu?
Listen, Haitians love a nickname, but their idea of a nickname is to add an OU to everything. So Nat too. Okay.
You're like Natu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it just look, many Haitians, they just like it's like shushu, tutu, and like, like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah. That's what I'll go with.
Okay, DJ Natu.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Who is your 3 a.m. friend?
Who's up at 3 a.m.? Now, who's not gonna cuss me out if I call them at 3 a.m.? Laura, I will call you at 3 a.m. because I don't think you'll yell at me unless I call you with the foolishness. Now, if I call you with something good at 3 a.m., you're gonna be like, wait a second, I'm up.
I'd be like, girl, is it good? You'd be like, listen, I had to.
Like,
yeah, that's probably
up,
true. I will answer because I'm like, is it an emergency? Oh my gosh, what's going on?
No, I'm gonna call you. I'm not gonna call my sister because I could barely get her to answer the phone on a regular time. She'd be like, I couldn't find my phone. I worry so much about her being my emergency contact. Gonna be in a ditch somewhere. I'm gonna be like, they couldn't find you, girl. So
yeah, she fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine.
But I think if it's good, I'm gonna call you at 3 a.m. But most of them at 3 a.m. I'm asleep too. So
you are. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that right there. Who would you want to be stuck with on an island?
Okay, I feel like the right answer would be my daughter, but I'll be honest with you, she couldn't handle it, so she would drive me crazy. So no. I feel like a bad mom for saying this, but she would drive me nuts because I would have to hear I'm bored like a million times a day. Now, if it's an island and am I getting drinks and I'm just watching the waves, like I could get off this island eventually, right? We're not like trapped forever.
Maybe.
Okay, you and I vacation well together, girl. I could do that.
Right.
I could do that. I could do, I don't know. My sister would drive me crazy too. See, I'm back to you, Laura. Like, because you and I are the veg out on the beach person. We're like, we're not doing nothing. We're just sitting here. I got a book, play some music. We got drinks, and we're like, what did you do today? Nothing. I watched the waves.
I watched the waves.
I enjoyed the waves. And people watch. That's it.
And that is so much fun.
See, that's why we vacation well together. We'll be like, that's it. That's all. What did you do today? Absolutely nothing.
No. Okay, so how long did your last date last?
Okay, this is not even a date, but I have to change this. So recently I was out and I met this man. Literally, this is so bad. Within 2 minutes, this man said, "Hello, my queen." I looked at him and only got to the chest and I was like, this ain't gonna work. So listen, don't judge me. First of all, there was a lot of things that the whole outfit said a whole lot to me. Okay. Nothing wrong with like dreads or whatever, but he had like the starter ones, not like full, I love a man with some locks, but that's not that wasn't the problem.
That wasn't what was going on.
Girl, we got to the neck. He had on like those beaded, like I'm assuming like some kind of medicine shaman man necklace type thing going on. And then he had like the symbol. Remember, what was that Erykah Badu symbol? Like he had that on his necklace. I think so. Maybe. See, this is how I knew we wouldn't work together. I didn't even know what the symbol was. I knew the symbol, but I knew couldn't remember the name. And he had on a very, not a dashiki, but a very dashiki-esque shirt. And I was already like, And then he had on jeans, and then he had on sandals.
Okay.
So I was just like, hi, I'm doing great. Excuse me, gotta run. So no, not a date, but I just feel like that's how
a moment. So that was a moment. The answer was no.
Yeah, I feel like I can tell very quickly if this is not a person for me, and let's not waste.
So love is not blind for you, and we're going to stop. We're going to pause.
No,
right there. Love is not blind for you.
Because I'm too old for this.
Love is clearly not blind for you.
Love is wide open. Eyes is wide open. Okay. Both eyes
open. Yes. Open. Okay. So right now, so as you know, we at the beginning of the show, I talked about how I've only seen up to episode 4, and we just said we're going to stop it there, and we're going to talk about this before they get in the pods and all the things. Who is your favorite character right now, or person? I guess they're not characters, but to me they're
now characters. Okay. So favorite person, I have a couple of people that I like. Right, I would say I like AD. Okay, let me take it. I like AD minus eyelashes. I just feel like she's a beautiful girl. She seems emotionally healthy, right? Mm-hmm. She's funny. She's like a little quirky. I like AD. I like her. Again, minus eyelashes. I don't think she needs all of that. But I think I feel like from her, I get beautiful inside and out, like well-rounded. She talked about going to therapy, and it shows for the most part. I think she's funny. Like one of my favorite things she said this season was she's used to when she sees a red flag in the past, she's like, "Oh, let me paint my nails to match." And I was like, "Girl,
That's
So
funny.
I like AD. I like AD.
And your least
My
favorite?
least, Matt. And here's why. Because for 2 minutes, I was rooting for Matt. For 2 minutes, I was like, oh, he's just quirky and misunderstood. And then it was like, womp, womp, womp. Like, yes, I would say Matt. For the first 4 episodes, Matt was like, really? Interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
honorable mention though, Sarah Ann, who talks about her conservative values. I was like, oh, another Trumper. I'm sorry. That's what I read. I was like, oh, the girl voted for Trump. So like, I can't help it. I can't. I felt it in my spirit, but I'm gonna ignore that. And everything else about her seemed fine up until she talked about how conservative she was and all this other stuff. And I was like, okay.
Okay. Like, all right.
Well, I'm gonna stick with Matt with a big letdown.
Matt. Okay, so before we really dive into this, I wonder also, what are you drinking tonight? What beverage did you bring?
Listen, somebody's Prosecco, honestly.
Somebody's Prosecco. Okay.
Because I get like whenever I have like parties and stuff, I get together. I wouldn't call them parties. Whenever I get together in my house, people always bring me bottles or something, and then I have like all these bottles. And I swear I barely buy liquor anymore because I just go in the fridge or I go in the cabinet and be like, what bottles did people bring me? And I pull one out. So somebody's Prosecco.
Somebody. That's funny. Okay, so I have made, you know me, I was like, ooh. So I have gin.
You made a whole drink.
I made a whole drink.
Show
I made
off.
gin, elderberry.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a healthy drink.
Which is Saint Germain's, right? I think it's Saint Germain's.
You
hear me?
Yeah, it kind of like hiccup a little bit. So say that part again.
Okay, so I made gin, Saint Germain's, which is an elderberry liqueur, and sparkling lemonade.
Okay. Now, would that be considered like an immune defense drink?
No.
It has elderberry.
Oh my God! I said, see, that's why, and I've only taken 2 sips. I did not mean elderberry. I'm bad. I just realized what I said. Elderflower.
Okay. I was like, oh, a drink that checks off the vitamin.
That's why I'm not a lone drinker. I'm not any of those things. I should have, I was trying to be cute and I should have kept it Saint Germain, gin, and sparkling lemonade. I was like, oh no, let's call it elderberry. And you're like, and I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh my God, no, elderflower. Ooh.
I was like, oh wait, we're fighting immunity and with gin?
Oh, see.
And we're like, Laura, why are you drinking? Excuse me, trying to fight this COVID. Like,
oh,
I was like, oh.
I'm gonna let that slide. So normally,
go for it. Whatever.
But it is elderflower.
Elderflower. Big difference with elderberry.
Such a big difference. Woo. Okay. Probably no more sips for me. So normally a little later in the show, we do Delicious Bites, everyone. So Delicious Bites is this, a dish or something that I have found, or a restaurant that I have found that I'm like, oh my God, you got to try it. So a couple of weeks ago, I talked about this new, in our foodie trends, talked about this new, I guess I'll call it a dish or item at Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. And it's called Chipizza, C-H-I. Oh, wait, C-H-I, P-I-Z-Z-A. And I was like, huh. So I said, Natalie, why don't you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and pick up this? Oh, it's not pizza. See, I'm still wrong. I'm really not drinking anymore tonight. It's Chizza.
Cheesa?
Chizza. It's not pizza. It's
Oh.
Chizza, which is totally wrong, all of it. But all it is like a fried chicken breast from Kentucky KFC, mozzarella cheese, marinara sauce, and pepperoni on top. And I was like, we should try it. And so we're going to try it. So we're going to try this first because, y'all, the colder it gets, the more we're like, not going to even try it. We're just not. We're like,
I had to find my KFC.
So we both went to KFC. And Natalie, did you look in the box?
No, not yet. I was waiting for the surprise.
Okay, so she waited for. I looked in the box, and my box looked a little
I'll
ragged.
open it for y'all. Let me show. Wait, hold on. Can I do it?
Oh yeah, you did. Like,
wait, hold on.
Oh, yours is better than mine. You have two kinds of cheese on yours because she's in North Carolina, and I'm in
two kind of
Brooklyn,
cheese.
New York. Yeah, you sure do. Because mine is like this. Mine has just mozzarella cheese on it. All the extra cheese. See. Let me tell y'all.
Look, mine is all on one side though.
Yeah, and I got a half one. I didn't even know. Well, of course I wouldn't know, but when you go to KFC, you can get this cheese that you can order half or whole.
Well, the man asked me if I wanted a meal, and I was like,
yes, and I was like, a meal.
What comes with this? Potato wedges? Like,
well, it's like, because they asked me the same. I was like, a meal. Nah, just give me
pizza. I was like, yeah, just give me that chicken pizza. Well, first of all, I had to say it was not on the menu, but I stayed on that line, which
mine wasn't either.
There was 3 cars in front of me, and it took forever. And I was like, what are y'all doing here? Admittedly, I am a Popeyes girl. Okay. I will go to Churches for those biscuits if Churches are still open. The Churches we had in Greensboro, I haven't seen it in a while, so maybe they're not open anymore. But I am a Popeyes.
Churches still have fried okra?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway. I used to I love their honey biscuit. That's what I used to love at Churches. But I'm a Popeyes girl, so I have not been to KFC in years. But I found it for you. And can I tell you something else too? By the way, the fact that the line was long with 3 cars in it was amazing to me. But also, and I don't know if this is a Southern thing, but I had to take a picture of it so I could read the sign to you that was on the side of the road next to the KFC. Chicken livers served here. Livers and biscuit for $6.79. Livers 2 individual sides and biscuit for $8.99. I don't remember liver being a part of it when I lived in Brooklyn. So this is like a Southern thing. Like, I'll pass on the liver.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Fluff my hair off the way.
Do that.
All right. So yes, I was telling you. So so now I don't know if it's a Southern thing, but chicken liver, excuse me, not chicken and liver. Chicken liver was in the menu at my local KFC. Now
at KFC? Yes, I thought Church's chicken liver, yes, but not KFC.
I didn't even know Church's had. Look, I'll even show you the little sign. You see that? Chicken liver.
Wow. You are in the South.
I know. So this is when I get reminded of where did you move to? I it's one of those weird things. I know the McDonald's here has biscuit and gravy. I like McDonald's. It's the biscuit and they put the white gravy sauce with sausage and stuff in it. Admittedly, I've never tried it. I don't quite understand the whole thing, so I've never had it. But apparently it's a big thing and everybody loves it but me.
Yeah.
I've never had biscuit and gravy. I'm okay with it. I'm fine. Judge me.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to get into this here. Chizza.
Yeah. Can we not? Now, is this keto?
Is this keto?
No, I'm asking because it doesn't have any bread. So
it doesn't need any. It's breaded. It's fried chicken.
True. I'm gonna cut a piece.
So okay. Because do you have your piece?
I guess so. Good. This is a thick piece.
See, y'all, that's what it looks like.
Like this is. Can you see that? That thing is thick.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There it is.
It's
I can
all
see
chicken.
it. That chicken looks pretty good, though.
Yeah, it does. It's interesting.
All right, let's go ahead and take a bite and a sip, and let's see what we say here.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
You go. I'm good
As expected.
because it's salty. Did we say it at the same time?
No, I said as expected.
It's salty, and
No,
it's
it
salty
is
because
very salty.
you have the because the chicken itself, it's like a fried Parmesan chicken with pepperoni on it. They just need more marinara sauce, and
that's a perfect description of it.
that's what it is.
Well, I think
It's
my
kind of
blood
a
pressure
waste.
went up.
It was a waste of an idea.
I mean,
but it's
somebody's
very
lying,
salty
right?
because you got the marinara. You have the fried chicken itself. The chicken itself is salty, or just it's seasoned, it's flavored, flavorful. Excuse me. And then you have the pepperoni that's salty, and that's just that just we shouldn't be doing that. But we tried it, right?
We did.
So
now I need to make sure there's no pepperoni in my teeth now.
Yeah,
we're good. Oh,
so we have taken a sip, we have taken a bite, we have done delicious bites. Now let's get on into it. Let's get into Love is Blind.
yes,
but is it really though? Is it really though? So as I said earlier, a few weeks ago, I did the started the recipe for love, and first ingredient was vulnerability. And I thought when I saw Love is Blind, I was like, oh, this would be a good topic, or a good topic to kind of add in. So watch the first 4 episodes of Love is Blind, season 6. And that takes you all the way up to the 5 couples. But let me back up a little bit. So in case you've never watched or never seen or never heard of Love is Blind, what happens is a show that you are what it says. You are put, the women are on one side, men are on the other side. You're put in these pods, and you and another person, the guy, are talking through a wall. So you're getting to know a person without seeing them, and you can't ask questions, about what they look like, their religion. I think there are certain questions you can't ask, but to see if you can fall in love with someone by who they are without first seeing what they look like. Right. Okay. So because
I don't think they can't ask questions about religion, because they have talked about religion a lot.
Oh, have they?
No, I was saying I don't think there's a rule about not asking about religion.
Oh,
because
okay.
I know
this
is not the first season where they've talked about religion. Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
Okay. Okay.
I
in the pods?
don't know what the rules. Yeah, I don't.
In the pods. In the pods.
Yeah,
they
I don't know what
they talked about religion.
I don't know what they've done that in the past couple of seasons too. Not, admittedly, not as much as this season, but they have talked about religion in the past. I don't know what the rules the producers give them in terms of you can't talk about this, because people have skirted around what you look like
They sure did. They skirted around it this season
without saying what you look like. You know, I'm like, well, they didn't skirt around it this season.
They tried.
Like, I need to know.
They tried. They were supposed to, because I think that is one of the rules. They're not really supposed to say, "Hey, what do you look like?" But I thought it was interesting that came up a lot this season. So okay, so let's start with some couples. So I'm sorry, y'all. So that's what Love Is Blind is about.
Yeah, and one more thing
at the end of the 6-week period. What? Oh, at the end of this.
No, I was gonna say one thing. I feel like your internet might be delayed a little bit. So no, I feel like
what are you doing?
I feel like at some point
we're delayed. I'm delayed.
No, I went to go. I think you have been, because I tried to say something and then you were like, "Wait, what?" And it was like 2 minutes later. I was like,
Oh,
okay. No, I was gonna say one thing though. Like, when we're talking about what you look like, there was, and I don't know if you watched that season, but there was a guy a couple of seasons ago who was like, "If we go to a concert, can I pick you up and put you on my shoulders?" Which is not saying, "What do you look like?" Which is clearly of like, "How big of a girl are you?" Like,
but that is saying what that is asking what you look like without saying it.
It's the same thing. That is about love.
Yeah.
The concept of the show is you're supposed to fall in love without knowing the physical attributes of a person. And if you go in the pod asking any kind of roundabout questions, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? Because then you're not following the experiment.
Yeah. So they do this over, I think, a 6-week period. And the first few weeks is you get to know each other, and then you say, "Oh, I love you too, and we're going to get engaged." So they get engaged, and then it goes on to, I think they go on a trip, and then they live together, and then they meet families, and blah blah blah. So right now we're just talking about up to when the couples have been defined, where they have been proposed to, the yeses have happened, and they get to see one another. So that's as far as I've gotten. And that's a lot, because it was a lot for me to take in. This was a lot. It was a lot. So now that we have couples, right? So let's talk about, see who we want to talk about first. And first, can we talk about Amy and Johnny? Amy cried a lot.
Yes. Now Amy cries a lot. Well, okay. So the one thing I will say about Amy and Johnny, normally, historically with the show, the boring couple is a good couple, right? Because honestly, if you don't have any drama surrounding you, the boring couple at the end of the day will win normally, because everybody loves like Lauren and Cameron from season 1. But let's be honest, I love them too. They are my fave. But if you really go back to their season, they weren't the drama. They were the boring, steady couple. We all would have been shocked if either one of these people said no, because they were the boring couple. We love them, but in the season,
and they were off to the side watching everybody else like, what is, do you see this? I'm not going over there.
They were the study. They were the parents of the group.
Yes.
They were. So historically, the boring couple, and I know, and Amy and Johnny are a little boring, yes. But the boring couple usually is like, okay, these two might make it.
Yeah, but I also think the one thing I will say about what I appreciated about Amy and Johnny is that they both, I'm feeling like they both were really there. They were all in for this experiment.
For the right
reason. They were all in. Although I talk about Amy because Amy had some tears. However, that's like jokingly, but she really, when we talk about being vulnerable, she had some really true vulnerable moments when she was talking about her brother, and
Yeah.
if we were to be together, because I think her brother is handicapped. I can't remember in what way, but that is that something like he means a lot to me. And if something happens to my father, because he lives with my father and he takes care of him, if something happens to him, I need whoever I'm with to be able to be with me on that journey until it,
Right.
whatever we need to work out. And I just appreciated that because she laid her cards on the table up front. Like,
Right.
this is who I am. These are my cards. This is what I've been through. And he kind of did the same thing, but then, and he was like, oh, and I love your accent. And yes. And they both were just very open and vulnerable with one another. And they just rode on out until he was like, you're the one. Cause I don't, in this experiment, I don't remember in these first few episodes if he had anyone else that he was dating or vice versa.
No,
At
I
least that we
remember
saw. That we
that
saw.
we saw, yeah. And I'm sure like the first day, I think they all have to do these speed rounds and meet everybody, and then they circle back to who they want to keep talking to. And
Okay.
he said during his proposal, like you've been the girl for me, like my number one since day one. So I don't
Oh,
think
okay. I
Johnny
kind
was
of remember
interested
that.
in
Yeah.
anyone else but her. And I don't know if she was interested in anybody else. But I do love that moment where she talked about her brother, and she had a tough childhood of just being lonely and not having a lot
Yeah.
of friends. And then she had her brother, and no matter what his disability is, she's taken on that responsibility of knowing she's going to be a caregiver for him in the future. And
Yes.
I do like the fact that she told him that in the pod before he met the family, to let him
Yep.
know, like, this is what you're potentially signing up for. Because let's face it, her dad's not going to live forever. And like 10, 15 years from now, this brother is going to be a responsibility for them. And I like that he was honest, because he said, had I heard this before, like before you or from somebody else, I probably would have been like, oh no, this is too much for me and I don't want to do it. But I think he said it's like, it's you, it's different. Like like he was all in anyway. But he admitted, and he was honest about, like, that's a big responsibility that I probably would have shied away from previously.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like that he was honest about that. And and then she was honest about her brother, like, because that's a big, huge part of her life.
Yeah. And that's for her, that's when we talk about being upfront and laying all the cards out, that was a deal breaker.
Absolutely. And when you talk about being vulnerable, that is definitely a vulnerable moment for her, because the wrong man would have said, oh no, I'm not, I got too much going on. I'm not
For sure.
ready to be responsible for somebody else. Yeah.
For sure. For sure. So I like them.
I do.
I like them right now.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but
I know. And also I like that. I like when she met him and she said, he wouldn't have been someone I go for.
yes. But I think wait, she said that, but I can't remember. But no, she said that in the pods.
After she met him. After the engagement, and they met.
Oh, that's right. Because she said she normally would date
more ethnic men.
Yeah.
And so, like, what she's not expecting is like white, like reddish blonde
red hair.
She's not expecting this like really white guy.
Yeah.
And and she's Puerto Rican, and she's like, oh, this is not what I would have gone for. But hey, it's a different package, and I guess that's what this show is about, is meeting someone outside of what you would consider is your type.
Yeah. And being open. And I think that's hard. I think that's hard for a lot of people without seeing the person, without seeing them. And I will say, and we're getting to the other couples, but I will say, I feel like they're the most mature, although I think they're both under 30 or 30-ish.
I don't remember their
30s.
age, but definitely I would say they come across as the most mature for me, because, well, at least I would say they handled the show with maturity, right?
Yeah.
Like they handled it with a lot of maturity.
And it could also be they both, I know he comes from a large family, and I don't think she comes from a large family, but I think that dynamic and where he fits and how he talked about how he interacted with his family was like how she interacted with her brother and how important her brother was. So that was really important for both of them. So, but yeah, out of all of them, I felt like, oh, they're the most mature. I think that they might make it. They might make it.
Okay, I looked it up. Johnny's 28.
Oh, he's younger than I
haven't
thought.
gotten to what. Yeah, I know. And I don't know what her age is. I haven't found her to figure out what her age.
Okay.
But he's 28, and I think they're both about the same age.
Yeah.
But I will like I said before, I think good old solid boring works. I feel like when I was younger, I needed like drama and a little like chaos or whatever in your relationships. And now it's like comfy. All right, let's go with comfy. Yeah. Less fire now. We need just comfy, and they feel comfy.
A little less fire, please. What do you think of Laura and Jeremy?
Well, the first thing I learned is not only Black people that can't spell names, because wow, I was like, how do you Jerome? Like, I'm gonna let it go.
I need you not to call him Jerome, but okay, go ahead. So, what do you think of Laura?
His mama spelled it. Okay, his mama spelled it Jeramey. That's not.
But only Black folks were talking about Jeremy. I was like, oh, so we're not the only ones. You was like Jamiroquai? I was like Jeremy. Anyway, what do you think of Laura and Jeremy?
I feel like he's boring, but not in like a Johnny boring. Like he's more like, like quirky. Well, first of all, in the pod, this man said he had a thick neck, and I was like, excuse me? Look. He's like, I wear Hawaiian shirts and Henleys. Because I sort of have a thick neck. I was like, who measured him? Like,
who told you that?
Like he's not what I think of when you think thick neck, you think like beefy guy. And I was like, okay. And
you think Dwayne Johnson, thick
girl, neck. Like the Trevor in the pod, thick neck. Like I was just like,
yes.
Yeah, and then at one point he described himself in the pod when he was talking to the guys. He said he has like an outgoing personality. I was like,
no, he doesn't. Well, not to me, but okay.
I was like, who is this guy? Like, I just feel like I feel like he's boring, but more like in a way of like, I don't even know if he knows who he is, because the way he describes himself and what I see, what he's given across is two different dudes.
Completely.
I was like, outgoing where? Thick neck where? Like,
I thought it was interesting. I thought the connection for Laura and Jeremy was interesting. I don't think that I'm not convinced so far that Laura is in it for love with Jeremy. I think it's a competition for her. That's what I'm getting. She's competitive. So she's checking out all the...
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
feel chemistry.
So far, I don't feel like she's sincere.
Yeah, I didn't feel chemistry. Like I didn't, like even like because then we talk about Johnny and Amy just being boring or whatever, but I felt like they liked each other and I felt some sort of connection. I don't know, but then again, I didn't feel Jeremy had a connection with Sarah Ann either. Like I didn't feel like, but I feel like it's him. I don't think it's the women. I think it's him. Like.
Yeah, I just get Laura as she was like, I want to win and I'm going to get this man and I'm going to focus who I got to take out forward. Because she was kind of doing that in the spaces. She's not my favorite.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't kind of get that vibe. I kind of liked her like when she went and like like not to skip couples, but when she went and like told Jessica, like, girl, like protect yourself type of thing. So I kind of like felt like I liked her because I felt like she was protective of who she wanted to protect type of thing. So I didn't get a competitive vibe from her. I got more of like, this is kind of like I didn't, like, I felt like it was all with that three triangle. I felt like they were all trying too hard.
Oh, maybe
like,
that's what's
felt
coming
like
across.
Jeremy was trying hard. Like, yeah, I just got a kind of sense of like, they were like, I'm getting out of here engaged to somebody. Come on, Jeremiah Kwai.
Well, maybe that, and that's also kind of what I mean with, for me, it's, what I mean with her, like, she's not in it. She didn't show up being vulnerable and just open. I don't think it was, I'm here. And to your point, I'm walking out of here engaged. I am not going to be one of the women who don't have a ring on it. Watch. Yeah. That's what I got from her. So that's what I'm getting from her so far.
But that's what I got from like all three of them in that triangle. Like, they were like really three weird people to me, because I got that sense from Sarah, because when he didn't propose, she was like, okay. Like, I was like, oh girl, like, no tears. Like I was just
but she kind of drilled him a little bit, because she was like, so tell me, and that's it. Yeah, because she was like, so tell me why. And it was more like, I want to know why I didn't win.
Like, it felt business. It felt like,
yes,
and that's the sense I got from the three of them, from Jeremy, Laura,
this was a transaction.
And Sarah. It felt real cold and business. Like, I didn't feel like either one of those three had any emotion. Like, he had to pick between these two girls, but I kind of felt like he was at the house like, and heads or tail, pick one. Oh, Laura got it. I proposed to Laura. Like, I just kind of felt like I didn't feel any real vibe between any one of those three. Like, I feel like whether it was Sarah or Laura, I just didn't feel a real like chemistry or connection between any one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it really mattered to him. And maybe what threw him over was when she was talking about how conservative her values were. And but I did like when he hit her up with like, well, love is love to me. And I was like, well, that doesn't go together. So maybe that's what kind of swayed him towards Laura's side. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm like,
Yeah, they were just like, whatever.
I was like, all right, if we must. So that's them. That's basically, Laura and
if we must.
If we must, Laura and Jeremy, they're out here. So what's all interesting? What do you think of Brittany and Kenneth?
Brittany and Kenneth. Okay.
Can I check? Can I go?
Oh no, go ahead. Please help me.
So Brittany and Kenneth are the two people who figured out what each other looked like, who they were, without saying it, without actually saying what you look like.
Girl.
She was like, are you black? And
she was like, I'm sensing a big black man behind the other wall. Like,
you sound like he was like, what do you think I look like? She was like, you sound like you might be kind of big, but that wasn't the word what did she use? Oh, I'm mad. I can't remember the
stout. She said stout, but she said not short.
You sound not stout, short. Which means you sound fat.
Like I said, she
pretty chubby. Was I'm sorry, y'all. That's not.
I'm sensing a big black man on the other side of this wall.
She did. She was like,
my spidey senses are telling me black man.
My spidey senses are telling me.
And I kind of like it.
My spidey senses are telling me there's a big black man on the other side.
And I don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with it. And for him, he's like, well, I've never dated a Caucasian woman before. This could be interesting. But I didn't feel like they really had, at least they didn't show it, I'll say, any real deep conversations. What I will say that I thought their dates were nice.
Yeah.
Like he had food, like the whole, when they were painting, I was like, oh, that's nice.
He got her flowers. Yeah.
Yes, he got her
like
flowers, and she came in the pod, and they both were painting. I just thought that was so sweet. Like, I'm painting this, and they're both educators, so
yeah, like these two just need to go ahead and go to church together and call it a day. Like, you know,
they should go ahead and go to church, which is fine.
No, it's great. Like, I feel like that's what really connected them. The fact that they're both educators and they really connected spiritually. Like they realize, like, religion wise and faith wise, they mesh well together. And I think that's what connected them together. You know, they both agreed.
Different.
They both agreed to, like, wait until after they got married to, like, consummate, you know. And we all know, like, I don't know if you watched the past season, most of these couples get down in the or doing a trip. They don't wait long at all. But these two was like, we're gonna wait. You know, neither one of them claim to be virgins. That's not what this is. This is just them saying they're gonna wait. And you know what? I will say, like, for this experiment, I completely understand it. Because what? You're in the pods together for like 1 week. You do a 1 week trip, and then 4 weeks later, then you're living together for 4 weeks, and you're excited. You have to get ready to get married. In a regular dating world, in 6 weeks span of time, most people wouldn't have gotten intimate in, maybe I might be wrong, because, you know, you, but majority of people wouldn't have been intimate within 6 weeks. So I don't think it's weird for them to say, like, hey, we'll wait until after we get married. Because we're talking about 6 weeks here, people, not 6 months. 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So wanting to wait is not like it's a forever thing. It's just 6 weeks.
Yeah. But it's funny because all those things were true. And I think they had a lot in common. But I felt like they were like, oh my God, you checked my box. Oh my God, you checked my box. Oh my God, you checked my box. Like, I'm like, okay, so now that all the checks are done, who are
remember you? Kenneth, he's 26. He got a checklist. He's like, okay, oh, church, check. Youth leader, okay, check. He probably had on there black woman, cross that off, white woman, that's fine, check. Like,
yes.
And no, he's 20s. They're in their 20s, so they definitely got a checklist.
Yeah, you know, I was like, they were just happy. They were just happy about checking the boxes, but not like, okay, but tell me about your, like, all right, tell me about your relationship. Tell me about this, or like they didn't
I felt like they had some really good conversations though. Like, she talked about, which I thought was really interesting. She talked about her mom being a twin.
Oh, that's what they had in common. That was a big moment. I forgot about that.
They had some moments.
They did.
And
that was a
good
really
moment. Interesting. Like her being born the same day as her mom, like a year after. Like, I'm like, oh my God, girl. Like, yeah. You know, yeah.
And then he's mother's a twin.
I think his aunt is a twin, I think.
Or he had twins in the family or something.
He had twins in the family somewhere. I don't think it was his parents.
Twins were in there. So
and they both lost one parent young.
Yes.
Like, I think she lost her dad when she was like 12, and he lost his mom when he lost his mom when he was 12. Because he talked about having to write a eulogy for his mother. I was like,
that's right.
If we give the baby a hug. What?
Yeah.
I mean, just for that, I was just like, oh my God, protect Kenneth at all costs. Like, what?
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
And I like Kenneth. I like them, but they just cracked me up. They were like, ooh, check.
Yeah, and I will say, I feel like Kenneth, like, principal 26, I was like, ooh, ambitious. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And I would automatically think, like, oh my God, too young. And I still think that. I will still say like 26, too young, but whatever, you know. But seems like good head on his shoulders, smart guy, you know. So I like Kenneth. I like Kenneth, and I like them, you know. And Brittany is just beautiful too.
Brittany cracks me up. I like Brittany. She's just funny to me.
Yeah, and she's beautiful. Like, the girl's gorgeous. So
yeah. And he almost
Yeah.
had a heart attack when that door came open and he saw her. He was like, he could have passed out. Oh Lord, this is me. This is me.
Girl, did I not turn into your old uncle? This is me. Like, I was like, Kenneth, bring it together. Bring it together.
Let me touch you.
Let me look at
like,
you. Girl,
Lord.
turn around. Give me a spin. You're like, why is
He did spin around. Ooh,
you're like,
like,
why is your dirty uncle looking at me like that?
Like,
That's like,
it's a tad creepy, Kenneth. That's a tad creepy.
He was giving you somebody's dirty uncle at the barbecue. Like, what? Your uncle's touching me again, girl. Can you get your uncle? Like, Kenneth was like, what? This is me. Like, yes, like, Kenneth, this is you.
Like, Kenneth, we need you to chill, bro. We need you to chill.
Kenneth,
like,
you got this. Hold on.
Hold it together, Kenneth. Hold it together.
Get some sense about you, man. Oh my God. Kenneth was giving me like, oh my God.
It was like,
I'm gonna leave you alone with her. Like,
yeah, I was like, don't, Brittany, don't do it. Stay wait.
Brittany comes across also like very like beautiful inside and out. Like she seems like a really just a nice woman and very sweet. I like her a lot, you know?
Yeah, I do like her.
If I would take my baby to her Sunday school. I sure would. I'd be like, go ahead. You learned a lot from Miss Brittany. Go ahead, Miss Brittany. How are you today? Like,
I can't with you. I can't. I cannot. No, you're hilarious. Really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we've got to get to.
I need a
Chelsea. Drink. Chelsea and Jimmy.
Okay, we can't talk about Chelsea and Jimmy without talking about Trevor Mullet and Jessica, single mom. We cannot, because Chelsea was dating, like, Chelsea had to make a decision between Jimmy, who I would describe as like, okay, boring white guy. Like, no offense to white men anywhere, but that's like, okay, he just, Jimmy.
He's Jimmy.
Nothing. I mean, no offense. Like, it's just nothing like, about Jimmy. It's just Jimmy, Yeah. I think his name says it all, Jimmy. Like,
no. I mean, Jimmy is okay.
See, you can find something exciting about Jimmy. Go ahead, take your time. I'll sip.
Jimmy is okay. Jimmy has annoyed me because Jimmy was playing a game and he knew the answers and he drug it out once. So I don't know how we want to.
We can just talk about it. So
there's Chelsea. And what's the other woman's name?
So Jimmy was dating Chelsea and Jessica, single mom.
Jessica.
And Chelsea was dating Trevor, big guy, mullet, and Jimmy.
Yep.
So
let's Jimmy,
go ahead.
definitely had vulnerable moments, but he is to me obviously holding back. He's guarded. He's very guarded. So he's not, he didn't come into this completely like, all right, let me see what happens. I think for him, he was surprised at these women who were very interested in him and what they were saying. So
he's not used to that.
Yeah, he's not used to. He was like,
no, because
like, look,
Jimmy at a bar would just be like, oh, hey, Jimmy. And then you, like, no offense. Again, I don't know what, like, young 28, year old white women go for, but I don't think Jimmy at a bar would pull freaking Jessica. Okay, let's be honest. No. Jessica's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Jessica is gorgeous. Like, I don't think Jessica met like Jimmy. This experiment is for Jimmy. This experiment is for your Jimmy. It is for your Jimmy type.
But so my problem with him is when Jessica told him, well, there's a couple things I have an issue with. And this is when we talk about being vulnerable. The whole point of coming into this is just laying your cards out on the table, unlike the other, what's the first, Amy? in the beginning that we talked about? Was it Amy who
Yeah.
has the brother, right? And she just laid her cards out. This is it. This is who I am. Jessica didn't do that. She came into it like, I want him to get to know me. I want these men to get to know who I am before I tell them that I am a mother and I am a single parent. And I was screaming at the television. I was like, Jessica, that is you. That is part of you. What do you mean? But then when I heard Jessica's story, as she talked about herself, she was in foster care, her parents, both are deceased, I think, right? Yeah, both her parents are deceased.
Biological parents, yeah.
Your biological parents are deceased, and tragically, both of them. And just her journey. So some of it I kind of understand. I was like, oh, okay, she's got some healing and some work to do, but whatever. But end of the day, you came in and you left a huge part off the table. That's like coming in and saying, my name is Janet and it's really Jessica, and you had somebody believing, but I thought you said name. Well, I don't know if it's that. That's kind of small, but you get what I'm saying.
Said Janet, you forgot the Jackson part? Like,
I know Janet Jackson.
You mean like Janet Jackson?
Janet Jackson.
The whole different thing. Yeah.
The whole different thing. So when she told Jimmy, I have something to tell you, I forget how old her daughter is, like 10, a 10-year-old daughter. Yeah, because he was into you. Not that he wouldn't be into you, but for him, he's imagined a whole different relationship, a different life, who you are, what you look like. You've gone on all these dates, and then you're like, oh, I forgot. I want to tell you I have a daughter. And he's stumped, like, wait, what? And so they continue on these dates. So her attitude has shifted his response to her. So he's had to think about, well, I don't know if I'm ready to be a parent right now. So that kind of forces, you're kind of making it hard for a person to decide what they want to do. And you kind of want to do something that big up front. Like, this is your child, your daughter is involved. So how does this work? And so to me, that screamed self-esteem issues, acceptance. And just from that, she's not ready. But I don't think that's where Jimmy was thinking. Jimmy was just like, I ain't ready to be a father. That's how I took it. And so I'll stop with the two of them, because then Chelsea is a whole nother thing.
Okay, so one thing with Jessica, I would say you brought up Amy in the beginning, talk about like Amy had to be vulnerable and talk about the fact that she was going to have to take care of her brother at some point. Now, Amy did not tell Johnny that in the first conversation. So let's just say she probably told him about the same time Jessica revealed that she was a mother. Now, the difference with Amy is she doesn't have to share that day one. She can get to know the person because she's not currently a caregiver, right?
Yeah.
That is future tense. And you're going to have hopefully years to build as a couple, as a family, before adding on this responsibility of her brother. Yeah. The difference to me with that is Jessica is currently a mother. And as a mom, I would be lying to myself if I say to someone, I want you to get to know me for me and completely omit Olivia from who I am. My child is who I am every single day.
Listen, part 2 is coming. That's where we end tonight with that, edition of season 6 of Love is Blind. So Natalie and I had a lot of fun doing that interview. Well, I guess it's not really an interview. It's a discussion of Love is Blind. And part 2 is coming. And Natalie is here tonight. So let me pull Natalie in. Come on in here, girl. Come on to the stage.
Me.
Natalie.
And completely omit Olivia from who I
she's not. Look, she didn't even hear. She did not hear. Lord. Anyway, so I don't think she can hear us, or she's not. Um, she can't hear us. She can't hear us. Hold on, everyone. And there she is. Coming. Part two is coming. And Natalie, you gotta turn. Natalie, you gotta turn your volume off. Natalie, come on in here, girl. Come on to the stage. You gotta turn. You gotta. You have.
Oh, my phone was still on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, Laura, what's up?
Saying right now, but listen. Anyway, so I just introduced you. You didn't hear, but you are here now. So I just said that part 2 of our Love Is Blind season 6 edition will, I think it'll go up on this Friday. So part 2 will go up on Friday. So hope you all enjoyed it. That was just a lot of fun. And the weather has been so bad. So I'm glad that we were able to make that happen. And
yeah, you sent the weather down here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here in
New York. Yeah, I made it home before the storm and the rain, but yes. I hear it like, shaking the windows and stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, definitely I'm excited for Friday because apparently I'm very judgy. Like things you learn about yourself. I got a lot of opinions.
Yes. Like, what? You sure do.
It only gets worse because we got to talk about the Chelsea and the Jimmy, and
listen,
we have not touched AD and Clay.
Not really. But we are going to touch and agree to get into In Between the Bites tonight. Hey. We're going to get into our next segment and do some celebrating and get in between the bites. Tonight, I want to share with you all, you may know this already, but let's talk about this. I just think this is fantastic. Let's see, Raja Karuth, who became the 3rd Black driver to win a NASCAR National Series race in Las Vegas this past week. He now joins Hall of Famers Wendell Scott and Bubba Wallace. Raja is 21 years old, and he had his first race, I think like 5 years ago, was more than 5 years ago, but he had his first race because he's only been racing for 5 years, but he had his first race in 2014. So he just made history. So he is there together with the top 3, the only 3 Black men who have ever won a NASCAR title, Wendell Scott and Bubba Wallace. So let's celebrate this young man. Let's support him when we're out. Now you're going to see more Black folks possibly at NASCAR. I mean, we're popping up. We have Black women. You have, Black men. We're tapping in to NASCAR.
There's more Black people in the pit crew too, which is
yes.
Those are like coveted positions to be in the pit crew of NASCAR. You'll see other Black folks there. You won't see me there. It's noisy. It's a lot.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's pretty much in my backyard, and I still don't want to go. But hey,
hilarious, Lord. But also, just an interesting fact. I don't know if you knew this, but just learning about him this week, I thought this was really interesting. So right there in the top left corner is Wendell Scott. Wendell Scott won NASCAR in 1963, but his win was challenged. It took the judges 2 hours to make the decision that, in fact, he won the NASCAR race. But during those 2 hours, everyone left, the fans, competitors, the media, the trophy queen, everyone left the track. So they did give him the prize, which was $1,000, but there was no media interviews, no photographs, no picture with the trophy queen, and no trophy. How crazy is that? He and his 2-man crew quietly left and loaded up and headed north back to Virginia. They knew they knew it wasn't a good idea to do any type of celebrating, especially in that area and at that time, which was crazy. It was 1963. It took NASCAR 57 years to give Wendell's family his trophy in 2021. 57 years. His family received the award one day before what would have been Scott's 100th birthday. And this is what is still happening out here. But he did, and in some articles that I read about him, because then I started reading more about him, that he said, "One day I am going to get my trophy." And he just kept saying, he said, "I may not be here, but one day I'm going to get it." And indeed, he did. It's just, it's too bad that it took 57 years, but he got it in 2021. Yeah,
and
right.
that's thankful for
Yeah.
him to just be like the like to open those doors for Bubba and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Raja.
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 Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely opened those doors for them. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. 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 But to be, in all this time, only 3 Black men in NASCAR, but we're starting to see more of us, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So,
And
we're
as
going to keep
Kenya
doing
said, like one of her comments she said was like it's a very expensive sport. It is. It's
it.
a
It
very
is. It is.
yeah.
I know like 1 or 2 people that have, been in that, in that race car space, but they're no longer in it. But it is very expensive. Like, I guess like golf, tennis, it's probably more, of course, it's more expensive, but yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. Um, are you ready for a sensual fact for this evening?
Sure.
A sensual food fact.
Yeah, I'm
So
here for it.
tonight we're talking about berries.
Okay.
Berries.
I like
Berries, berries,
berries.
berries. Right. So berries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, raspberries are aphrodisiac fruits, good for your overall health. They also they also may help men keep erections, from what researchers say. So the color of like fruits and vegetables are linked to a lower risk of erectile dysfunctions, which is inability to get or keep an erection. Also, blackberries contain zinc, which may play a role in regulating testosterone production. So
Look at that.
that
They
is
could throw those little blue pills out and just eat some berries.
all kind of berries. Just get you a bag, pop, 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 pop,
Yeah.
berries.
So ladies,
That
get your
is,
man some berries.
get your men some berries. And you have a variety. Like if you don't like one, there's another. Mix it up. Mix it up.
But in
But
the pancakes, blueberry pancakes is one of my favorites.
yeah, yeah. Works. Works. All right, y'all. You know what time it is. It is time for smash or pass. That's what's going on tonight. That
I'm
is
ready.
what is going down. Smash or pass. All right. So first up for this evening is this is a carrot margarita. So you have carrot juice, orange juice, lime, tequila, triple sec, of course, a little crushed ice, and a sugar rim. So are we smashing or passing on a carrot margarita?
I'm smashing.
I'm passing.
Listen, as a true West Indian, you can't you gotta love carrot juice. That's like one of the things we drink a lot of carrot juice. I love carrots. So I would smash that. And look, it's a healthy cocktail,
Okay.
Laura.
All right.
Didn't you just have elderberry in your cocktail?
I did not have elderberry. Elderflower. Thank you very much.
It's a
I don't
healthy
think I'll ever
cocktail.
live that.
That's right, Sean.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever.
Did you say something about
I don't
Wendy's
think I'll ever
frosting?
live that down. Wait, what?
I will never forget. I will never forget elderberry.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, Sean said, oh, this is what you're saying. So, Sean says this is actually a smash for me. Looks like the new Wendy's Frosty. Yes, because Wendy's has the like
Orange
oh my gosh,
sherbet,
what is
right?
that called? That sherbet like
Is it the orange
beverage
sherbet?
treat. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of, like the sickle that had the cream in the middle. I forget what those are called though. But yeah, Wendy's
I
has
thought
that
it was
now.
the
I haven't tried
orange
it. I haven't seen it.
sherbet.
Oh, is it? All right.
I don't
Well,
know. I haven't
okay.
gotten it, but yeah.
Okay, good.
But I'm here for it.
I don't I don't have a desire. But I think that that's a
Yeah, I think
middle
I try
middle
it.
one. All right. All right. Okay, so up next is here we go.
This is my favorite dish to bring to a barbecue. I start with 2 bags of Lay's barbecue flavor and sour cream and add barbecue sauce and French onion dip. Then I add 2 eggs to each bag. Once that's done, I grab my chicken drumsticks. Place drumsticks into each bag, fitting them in comfortably. Once I've got my drumsticks all fit in, I will smash up my chips and use the coating inside to coat my chicken. Once I got those all good and coated with my chips and mixture, I place them into a baking dish and I'll bake these at 400 degrees for 40 minutes. This is how they turned out. Grab yourself a delicious drumstick, take a bite and enjoy. These are so easy and so good. You gotta try it.
It's a hell no for me. First of all, somebody should check on her. I think she may have salmonella. That chicken did not look cooked. And
What?
why is chips a substitute for seasoning? They make seasoning. Just season the chip.
Who's seasoning?
Why are we cooking in a bag? Is that even safe? Like, why are we? Like, what?
See, I didn't think she cooked it. Did she cook it in the bag? I don't think she cooked that in the bag. You can't cook that in the bag.
But she
She
did
just
a whole
mixed
lot
it
in
up.
that chip bag.
Yeah, you just put a whole bunch of nastiness in a bag. And I just can't. It's a pass.
It's
just
a
pass.
no. Oh,
Yes.
no,
Jason says nobody
cleans
clean chicken. No.
I don't know why. Water's right there.
Yes, right.
She's in the kitchen. She is in the kitchen.
She's in the kitchen. She's in the kitchen. Kitchen says the packing is not meant for that. It is not. It is not. It is so not. It's bad. Sean said I'm with Natalie. Shawty's on life support somewhere right now.
Yes.
That's funny. That's funny.
I'm not praying for her. She brought this upon herself.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I am saving my prayers for those who really need it. She brought this upon herself.
Oh my, she needs a prayer. She needs a prayer.
No, she just needs to stay out of the kitchen and we'll be good. We'll be good with that.
All right. That's a pass on all fronts.
Yeah,
and
just check on the rest of the family or whoever she served that chicken to.
The answer is no. No. And here we go.
They form 2 pancakes on the grill, mix together 2 eggs, sausage, and bacon, pour it on top of both pancakes, add shredded cheese, give them each a nice flip and pat, then 2 tortillas get buttered up, lightly grilled, lined up, topped with shredded cheese, both of those bacon, sausage, egg, and cheese pancakes, a healthy amount of hot honey, then rolled up nice and tight, stuck with toothpicks, and dropped in the freaking fryer to look like this. They take out those toothpicks, roll it around and completely cover it in cinnamon sugar, slice this crazy burrito in half, and serve it on top of a mountain of hash browns with a syringe of honey chipotle sauce and a bowl to dip. This is the Churro Brunch Pancake Double Burrito from the one and only Elm Street Diner in Stamford, Connecticut. Crunchy, sweet, meaty, and delicious.
So there was a moment that I was like, oh yes, like I would try it. Like pancakes and okay, you put the eggs and bacon on top. Like how bad can that be? And then like it was like you made the pancakes with the eggs and bacon and
You're like,
then
okay, maybe.
yeah, and then you put on the tortilla. I'm like, why do we need tortilla? We already got carbs here with the pancakes. Why do we need a vehicle for my pancakes? Like, and then you wrapped it up, and then you rolled it, and then you were like, let's deep fry this sucker. Are they in the South? This
I
screams
don't
fair.
know where they are, but that was wrong.
This screams fair food to
Yeah.
me. I do want somebody
Maybe.
else to get it so I can have like one bite though, but that's about all I can handle. It's like I just want to know what it's like, but no.
No. Chris says, pass. Lost me with the burrito wrap.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's awful. It's
It's
awful. It's awful. It's awful. It's
I
awful.
mean, we're acting like this is eating like you got free health care. Like, and we don't. This is eating like you don't have co-payments where you can go stroke out
That
at
is
the
funny.
doctor. Like, no.
That's funny. That's funny. I don't know. It's a lot out here.
That
I
is
don't
a
know what these people
lot.
are. I don't know what people are thinking about.
Is anybody willing to try it?
I don't think so. I think it's past. I think well, Wanda is still. She's on that carrot
Yes,
margarita.
Wanda, carrot
So
drink.
she's like,
Yes.
I'm about that. Okay, we understand. We
Yes.
understand. It is a smash. Okay, for the carrot. Yeah, that pancake thing. No, thank you. Chris says I don't even know what you would smoke to even think that up. Oh
The
yeah,
good stuff, the real good stuff.
I don't even know.
And a lot of it.
I don't even know. Sean says pass. Team too much. It is team too much. Trying too hard. We're trying too hard to be different, and I need
Yeah,
people.
this was.
And you're wasting food. People are starving. People are
But I'm
starving
also
out
trying to
here.
figure out, like, we need to serve this with potatoes too. Like,
I know it was a lot.
it was a carb loader. Do we have a marathon to run the next day? Like,
Oh,
I don't get it.
it was bad.
It is screaming fair food to me. It is because at the fair in the North Carolina State Fair, the only place I know you can get, and I haven't tried it, and I'll pass on that, but you can get a bacon cheeseburger with 2 Krispy Kreme donuts as the bun.
I've seen that a lot though. I've seen
And there is
the
a line
donut
for it.
sandwiches and burgers.
Yes.
Depending on the sandwich, that might be all right. I don't know about a burger, but I'm
Yeah,
just
they
saying.
love Krispy Kreme is like native to like North Carolina. It was like the original store
Yeah,
and factory is like 30 minutes away. They love Krispy Kremes here, but I'm like on a burger. That's
it's a
But
lot.
there's usually a long line for it at the fair.
Nothing. Let's see if you'll love this.
So somebody told me about a collard green dip, and I'm here for it. So we're starting out with some collard greens that we made. And here are all of the seasonings that we're going to use. Got a little bit of hot sauce, some onion powder, garlic powder, sour cream, Parmesan cheese, Italian style, and Gouda. Need it all. Starting out mixing up all of our wet ingredients. That's cream cheese and mayonnaise. Got a little bit of sriracha, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Yes, and can't miss out on the smoked paprika. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We got to put a little bit of that in there. Mix it up. Then we're going to add some of those good collard greens. You see that smoked turkey floating around in there. You see it. Yep. Get it all mixed up good in there. Yes, yes. Now we're going to add some more cheese. This is Parmesan and mozzarella. Yep. Said that backwards, but you see it. You see it. Got it all mixed up. It should be about this consistency. And then we're going to take that and pour that into our baking pan. You see how thick and luscious that is. All that good collard green. Yes, topping it off with some Parmesan cheese and a little bit more smoked paprika. And then we've got this good candied turkey. Candied smoked turkey, which I know about that. Yes, pop that thing in the oven. Yes, and we are much, much ready to eat. And there it is. You see it. Collard green dip.
Never heard of candied smoked turkey. Got to write that down. But after that, that cheese to collard greens and ratio was a bit much for that's a lot of cheese.
It's an awful lot of cheese.
Yeah. I feel
Lots of
like if we just
cheese.
scale the cheese back, I'll be willing to take like one chip and like run it through there.
Right.
I'll try it. It was just a lot of cheese.
You said just take
It was
one
a whole
chip and run
bag
it
of
through. Just
Parmesan.
one
Yeah, it was
chip.
a whole bag of Parmesan, a whole bag of mozzarella, and then she topped it off with more Parmesan on top. I was like that's a lot of cheese.
My stomach hurts.
Is this replacing our spinach artichoke dip?
It might, because
I don't know. I'm wondering if that's what the replacement is. Like instead of we got collard greens.
yeah.
It's a lot of cheese.
Wanda says she's part of Team Too Damn Much.
Yeah.
Now she was like, no, absolutely, hands down. The answer is no. Yes. There's a lot going on. It's a pass. I think it looks like we all are on the same team. Pass.
Is anybody complaining about the cheese?
No, not really. Not yet.
Not the Long Island Express.
I mean, it's kind of like No, Chris says, oh, yeah, it looks like it's a pass. Chris says, damn, got to pass because that was way too, well, here we go. That was way too much cheese. Trying to have folks blocked up like the Long Island Expressway traffic.
And that is bad.
Bad. That is bad.
Yeah,
that's bad.
Lactose intolerant. I can't. That's a lot of cheese.
Yeah. Well, we'll let her and her friends and family enjoy that.
I do want to know what candied smoked.
Well, that's
turkey.
like candy. That's like candied bacon.
Well,
Yeah.
I've had candied bacon. I've never heard of candied smoked turkey.
Yeah. So if you're not, well, yeah, I've tried it. If you don't eat pork bacon, you do the same thing, like with the turkey bacon. I don't like it with the thicker. I forget what kind of bacon that is. The
thicker bacon.
Yeah, I like it with a thinner, like crispier bacon. Turkey bacon, but it's tasty.
Yeah, that was interesting to put on top. Like I said, it was just a lot of
stuff.
A lot of cheese.
A lot of cheese. So Natalie, tell everyone where and how they can find you. What's going on?
My house. I'll be indoors, y'all. No. No, seriously. Where can they find me? Well, when I'm not working, I am at home. I do like to do home projects with my daughter. So we did start Instagram and TikTok that I am horrible about posting. So I got like a whole bunch of projects on my phone that I promise I will post. But it is on Nat and Liv. Liv is my daughter, DIY. We do a lot of projects together so that someday she don't have to wait for somebody's son to screw a light bulb. Or put furniture together for her. Or help her paint or sand. And she does all of it. And we do it together and she enjoys it. And she actually does have her own tool set. So I'm pretty proud of that. And she knows a different screwdriver. So we're working on it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me this evening. Look out for, wait till y'all hear part 2. Wait till y'all hear part 2. So part 2 will be out this Friday, part 2, special edition of Food Worth Forking, Love is Blind, season 6 edition. And just a reminder, if you have not subscribed to the channel, why not? Come on, subscribe, like it, hit that bell so you always get notifications, and share it, because why? Sharing is caring. So share it. Tell people, let's build the community of Food Worth Forking. So, and you can find me on all social media platforms at Food Worth Forking, and on all your podcast, where you listen to your favorite podcast, is at Food Worth Forking. X, formerly Twitter, is Food Worth Forking minus the G. Right?
I'm never gonna call it X. I can't remember to do that.
It's like Twitter. So listen, I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining. I like to leave you with something funny, a little fun fact, to end the show. So until we eat again, make it food worth forking. Have a good night.
Bye.
Who just learned this today? I just learned this today. I just learned this today, y'all. I just learned this today. I literally just learned this, y'all. I just learned this today. Y'all. I can't believe I'm in awe right now. I just learned this today. Y'all. I just learned this today, y'all. If you were here with me, I just learned this just like you learned it with me. I just learned this today, y'all. Just learned this today. Like, real deal. Oh, even this top. Even this one. I just learned this today, y'all. Like how you learning it with me right now. And now I want to come out even more. Because I just learned this today. Because I want to learn today that you can twist the top the whole time and learn this today. All right. I'm about to go mess up all my season because I'm done.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come follow as I take you on a tour. Let me put you on to some new work. Grilling this heat. I got the word on the street. Take heed, introduce you to some brand new things. Food for the soul, till you gotta blow. Food worth forking, take it on the go. In tune, serving it up on the road. Tell you all about it on the special. This here's something you don't wanna miss. Hit you every week.